Welcome back to Moving to New Zealand. Today I have my friend Michelle here, and Michelle is a New Zealand immigration lawyer. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, Ashley. How are you going?
Good. So, as you can imagine, there's always a lot of questions about migrating here, and the immigration policies are often changing.
Mm.
And so, do you want to walk us through some of the recent changes?
Yeah, so I'm just thinking about how recent, because in immigration in New Zealand, the policy's always changing. For us in the industry, we actually say that one thing that's constant is change.
Yeah, that's true. Because it does change with each government shift, right?
Usually,
The big
yes.
change. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
big
the
changes.
way here you were saying that with labor government several years back, the investment visa was like $15 million now, and then it was at 1 and then 3 million, and now it's sitting at 5 million.
5 and 10 million, yes.
Okay. And so, yeah. So do you want to talk about any of that or any other pathway?
I think probably most tropical at the moment, you'll see a lot of it on the news, is the accredited employer work visa.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can talk about that
Yeah.
because that scheme was introduced actually by Labor, and now National have been sort of, I guess, cracking down on it. So a bit more
Oh, okay.
compliance and stuff like that, but
Okay.
with a bit more flexibility for allowing people to come here with job offers or genuine job offers and visas lasting between 3 and 5 years based on like the type of skill sets they have and the work experience they have. That's one scheme that's probably come about since COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's a lot, and there's always changes to it within, like, in terms of, like, little tweaks to it and stuff like that, but I get a lot of people asking about that pathway as well.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what is the most common pathway that you see from your clients?
Are you talking about pathways, like, to residency or just people being able to stay here or
What's the most
Americans or
common? I feel like, well, the people I know are definitely on a pathway to residency,
Mhm.
and some of them are coming in through a working holiday
Yeah.
visa. Some of them are coming in through a visitor's visa and overstaying or looking for work.
Well, hopefully not overstaying, but
I
yes.
know. I feel like that's happened. And so, but most of the people I think are coming in through that skilled,
Skilled pathway,
yeah, the
yeah.
skilled pathway, um, or the student visa.
Student visa,
What are
yeah.
you seeing the most of?
I see a lot of people coming through skill migrants,
Okay.
so people that have like a tertiary qualification or like yourself studying like an MBA or a doctorate
Okay.
and then gaining points that way. So the SMC or skill migrant category is like a 6 point system. So I'm not sure if you know are familiar with
No,
that at all.
explain that.
Yeah, so people can apply for residency based on, like, for example, how many points they have. They have to have 6 points to qualify. So, how do they get those points? Through qualification. So, for example, if you've completed a master's program, you qualify for 5 points usually. So, if you complete that in New Zealand, it's actually due to change. Some tweaks to this policy in August, actually. But otherwise, if you've got a doctorate, you can have automatically 6 points if you've studied in New Zealand.
Oh, and how many points do you need to have the residency?
6 points.
Oh, so doctor automatically gets you in.
6 points, but you still need a job offer from an accredited employer.
Oh,
So a
okay.
lot of people ask me, "Oh, can I get the residency first and then look for a job offer later?" For this current scheme, you can't do that. You have to have a job offer from an accredited employer.
And the hard part is a lot of employers don't look at your CV or application if you're not already having the right to work here,
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
unless it's really skilled in a short, like,
Yep.
I know, like, doctors and some other
Yeah.
I don't know, there's skills that they don't mind if you're not willing to work because 'cause they'll sponsor you, but
Yes, so I've helped a few doctors, engineers,
okay,
IT professionals, who else? Nurses,
okay.
teachers. So a lot of the ones that have like registrations with professional bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a different pathway. So there's a skill migrant,
Mhm.
but then there's also the green list.
Well, they're different.
They're
Skilled
different.
migrant is different than green
Yep,
list?
there's just two
Oh,
different
what's the
pathways.
difference of that?
So the green list one is like straight to residency. Basically, if you've got a job offer with an accredited employer and you are in a certain profession, those listed on the green list.
Okay, which are engineers, doctors,
Mm,
teachers.
yes.
Okay, yeah.
And you earn a certain amount of money, then you can apply straight to residency. And you can actually do that offshore. So I've actually helped a few Americans that, yeah, have been successful in their interviews, working for good accredited employers and are basically applying straight to residency from the States.
And they not just them, but their whole families,
Yeah,
as in, like,
whole family.
children and,
Children and
spouse or
wife.
partner,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so then what's the so that's green list, and then what's the skilled migrant
Mhm.
is not a path to residency, and
It's a different path to residency.
it's the point system.
Yeah, it's the point
Okay,
system.
so
And you
green
have to apply for, like, an expression of interest, so basically saying, "Oh, yes, I have 6 points," and then you can apply. And so once you're invited to apply from Immigration New Zealand, then you can apply for residency.
Oh,
Whereas with the
okay,
green list, for example, under Tier 1, so it's straight to residency, you don't need that invitation. All you
okay,
need is basically prepare your residency, by yourself, with a lawyer, with an
yeah,
expert, and then submit it.
okay. So tell me why people should engage with a lawyer in this process.
Actually, in the last couple of weeks, it's been quite funny. People have been asking for my help because ChatGPT can't answer their questions.
That's good, that's good.
So that's been quite fun. I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's good. At least I'm one on AI."
I know because that's something that I thought, I'm like, "Ooh, lawyers are gonna be the first to go with
Mm.
AI
I
and
thought
stuff
that
like that." That was, like, a fear that I had, but yeah, no, it's not
not the
picking up.
case.
That's good.
Yeah, so I deal with, like, people so people that are basically have used ChatGPT, which, totally why not, it's free,
Yeah,
or use some sort of AI, but the problem is if you don't have that baseline of information, AI can't provide that. So it's really important that you do filter that information because sometimes the information or the source of information is not accurate
or it's old.
or it's old and
Mhm.
it becomes a problem for your own application. And when you're spending, like, up to $6,500
Is that how much the applications are
for
now?
residency.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, up to 6,500, yeah. So when you're spending that kind of money, I would actually suggest even if you pay for, like for me, I offer, like, initial consultations, but obviously you don't have to come through me, but if you pay for someone's time, even if it's an hour or 2, then at least you have that peace of mind
Yeah,
because you're investing your future and your family's future and spending $6,500 because the case scenario is you spend all that time, all that money, and it's declined.
yeah,
Yeah, which I also see a lot of, so
yeah. No, well, even even with myself who had a legal background, knew how to file and read directions, and I did my husband on the other end,
Mm,
Kiwi to America,
mm,
got him through his citizenship all on my own, like
mm.
not an issue, mostly not an issue. Then I came here and it was just different. I had 2 kids, I was moving a dog, I had
Yeah,
it was me coming here, so my plate was so much more full and my
mm.
brain wasn't functioning at the same capacity. It was, you know, 18 years prior, and, I should have gone straight to residency as a spouse of a
Yeah,
Kiwi,
of course.
and I went for a work visa, and then I just went all the wrong way, so I've only been a permanent resident, I think, for 3 years, and then yeah.
And I think actually, no, we met through
Yeah.
boot camp, but
What
also
was I
through
then?
you were, asking me to certify something or something, and I was like, "Oh, hey, hello."
Yes, that
That's
is. You
how we met,
certified something for one of
if you
my
don't mind, yeah.
visas, yeah, and it
Yeah,
wasn't the right I skipped around and did it out of
yeah.
order, and
I remember we chat about this when I was
yeah. Oh,
certifying. I'm
yeah,
like,
you
"Hey,
oh,
why did you do it this
okay,
way?"
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I should have become a PR right within the first 3 months, or
Yeah.
actually, I think I could have when I moved here, I could have become a citizen within 3 months at that point.
No, you could have actually so if you're offshore and with a Kiwi partner
Yeah,
for
explain
5
that.
years or
Yeah.
more, you can apply straight to permanent residency.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then after holding your residency for 5 years, then you can apply to become a citizen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whoops. And,
and it saves so much more money.
yes, it was a lot of money, a lot of document collection, and then the other thing I have to do, which, um, I'll do that, well, before we leave this country, if we leave this country, is my kids only have citizenship by descent from their dad because we made them
Uh,
citizens from the US,
yes, of course.
and
Yep.
so now they can't pass theirs on.
No.
So what is that called? The citizen by
I think you have to basically reapply for them to have like change that status. So it's
yeah,
not by descent, but by grant.
yeah,
But
okay,
that's through internal affairs. Yeah.
yeah,
So I always suggest it because that gives your children the option
to
of,
pass it
yeah, to
on.
pass it on.
Yeah,
And I haven't done the process myself, to be honest, but
yeah.
I don't think it's a difficult process. That's and internal affairs is separate to,
Oh, it's not even through
no,
immigration?
no, no, it's separate to immigration.
Oh, that's good to
Yeah.
know. Because when I was ready, I was just gonna go on the immigration site and figure it
No,
out,
no, no.
but Okay.
Deal with, I deal with internal affairs only when there's, like, complicated citizenship matters,
Yeah.
so but for this one, you can actually contact them, and they're super lovely.
Okay,
Really
that's cool.
lovely, they pick up straight away.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and they
nice.
love, like, a little bit the queries of it are a little bit different, they love it because it
Okay.
keeps their life interesting.
That's okay, that's good. What else does internal affairs do?
Like registering marriages, births,
Oh,
deaths,
okay,
yeah.
yeah, so
Mm,
this is, like, a little bit off their
mm.
everyday.
Mm.
What are some of the most interesting questions you get from potential clients? Anything.
Okay, so the last couple of weeks, actually, probably like 6 to 8 weeks, I've been noticing a shift in, like, visa applications getting a lot more scrutiny.
Oh, from the immigration.
Yeah, from
Okay.
immigration. So I've been seeing that case officers look back on other visa applications and check to see if
If it's
things have been consistent.
consistent?
Yeah. And I've
Oh.
been noticing a lot more letters saying, "Oh, you've provided false and misleading information. It's an offence to do something like this." And it could go, you could be in prison for up to 7 years or fined 100,000. Obviously, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, or they'll decline your visa, or yeah, I've been noticing a lot more of those letters being issued,
Okay.
which actually kind of makes sense because currently the current Minister of Immigration, she really wants to focus more on, basically stopping criminals from coming into
Of
the country and
course.
staying, and
Yeah.
which totally, as a Kiwi, I
Yeah.
absolutely understand.
Yeah.
But obviously working in immigration law, I also deal with people that have been charged with criminal offences or been convicted of criminal offences, and it could be as simple as you driving through a red light, crashing into someone's car, and then hurting that person. That could be a charge.
Yeah, a
They
criminal
can
charge, yeah.
charge with careless driving causing injury, for example, and that could affect your residency
You mean getting here or when you're already here?
when you're already here.
Okay, so if you have a car accident and hurt somebody um, as a non-resident or just not a permanent resident yet, then that could affect you getting it?
Yeah, or affect you holding or remaining a resident.
Okay.
Yeah, so if, for example, you've gained your residency and within 2 years you have an accident, you hurt someone, you were the party at fault, and then police subsequently charge you, if you get convicted within the 2 years, you're actually automatically liable for deportation.
Yeah, how
Some people don't know that.
do people get deported?
Yes, people do get people deported.
I mean, I make jokes about getting deported by choice
Yeah.
when I'm having a hard time here. But yeah, what do people get deported for?
Mainly, obviously frauds. Immigration can start, like, deportations for if you've,
Oh,
like, fraudulently provided information
mhm.
that's not accurate, or if you get convicted of criminal offending. Even, like, I think you asked me about a DUI,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
in New Zealand, it's called an EBA, so drives with excess breath alcohol,
So if you get that, you're up for deportation?
so if you're a resident and within the first 2 years you do get that and you get convicted, then you're actually automatically liable for deportation, and that actually lasts for 10 years.
And can you argue that?
You can. There's a few steps before you're actually deported.
Uh-huh.
And depending on your circumstances, they might just suspend you on, like, a good behavior bond. Yeah, like I said, the current government's cracking down on it, so they're
Okay.
making a rule change. Actually, there's an amendment to the law at the moment. At the end of next month, even if you are charged and you plead guilty, then you're liable for deportation. That's the
Wow.
rule change. At the moment, the law is if you get convicted.
Oh, but now it's
Yes.
even okay.
So it's gonna be a bit more tougher in the next couple of months,
Yeah.
because I know a few criminal lawyers that have helped clients with being able to essentially get off their charges because they're not
Mm,
because of immigration consequences.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder if they're using AI to find these discrepancies in the previous filings, like putting previous filings with new ones and saying, like find inconsistencies.
Oh, yeah, I never actually thought about that, but it would kind of make sense, but I actually don't know if they've got the funding for it because at the
Yeah.
moment they're basically the reason why the application fees are so high is because they're paying for three different systems. So that current system is the apply system, which they want all applications to move to. But at the moment we've
Oh.
got a paper system, the
Oh, there's
online
still paper?
yeah, an iGEMS or IGMS system, which is the old system that's been running since like 2016 or something.
Okay.
Maybe earlier, don't quote me on that one. But then there's also the Apply system, which I introduced during COVID to deal with the
Yes.
volume of applications.
Oh.
And basically it's a user pay system, so which explains why our fees are so high. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I've only used the apply
Yeah.
then. Oh, but who
Oh,
do
no, you would have used the iGEMS because of the
yeah?
partnership.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's on like, the older system.
Oh, the partnership one is?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Um, oh, so wait, why was there a big increase during COVID if the country was closed?
Oh, it's after like,
Oh,
just when our
after.
borders yeah,
Oh,
it was
when they opened.
yeah,
Yeah,
when their
yeah.
borders opened because there was a huge influx of
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
yeah. Everyone had been, like, waiting to
Yeah.
come and then they yeah. Um, oh, that's interesting. So who are you seeing, um, are is there anyone from a particular one particular country that you're seeing a lot more increase of applications than others?
I have noticed a few more from, like, the US and the UK and Ireland, actually, yeah.
Okay.
Because I speak Mandarin and Cantonese, I also deal with, like, Chinese clients. Yeah, I guess it's
Are
just
you
all sorts.
fluent in both of those languages?
Mostly
Like,
fluent,
oh,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. I was born in New Zealand, but I went to Shanghai to study, Chinese and law, when I was in uni. I don't know if you knew
Oh,
that about
that's
me.
where you went to uni?
No, 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 I went
Oh,
to uni in New Zealand,
okay.
but I did, like, an exchange.
Oh, and so then
Yeah,
you
I
were
don't know if you
able
yeah.
so you didn't learn the language until you went back there?
I didn't learn
So you
Mandarin
yeah,
until I
okay.
went back to China, yeah.
Oh,
I went on a scholarship, so
that's
that's free.
cool, and that's very useful. I know, I tell my kids that's a useful language to have, or
I'm
to
trying to
learn.
bring our baby up in different languages as well.
Oh, are you speaking
Yeah.
bilingually?
Do
Yes,
Cantonese and
okay.
Mandarin.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's so confused, I picture.
No, but but everyone says if you speak both like, if yeah, if you speak both languages or 3 whatever, they'll pick up on it,
Yeah,
and
I hope
just
so.
like, that's awesome. Okay, so we've gone through that visa. Does anyone, reach out for, um I'm just trying to think of another visa pathway that's common. I guess that's probably
We
the
talked
only
about student visas,
yeah,
and you wanted to know the stats for Americans,
yeah.
and yeah, because you were like, "Oh, you've noticed a lot more like Americans in in your studies."
I know. I Michelle knows I forgot my questions that I had prepared for her in the car, and I was too lazy to go get them, and so we're just, like, winging this. But yeah, because in this program, I'm seeing more American
Mhm.
students, but obviously, I'm just in this little container, so what I see isn't really maybe representative of everywhere. Yeah, are you seeing or having people ask more about the student visas?
I definitely saw an increase in, like, people from the States actually asking about
Yeah.
student visas in the last, like yeah, about the last
Oh, because
year
I
and a half.
also said
Ye
it's an easy pathway.
You did say that,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I guess I thought that because basically if you get into the program,
Mm.
you get in and you get your pathway, and then you get to bring your partner, and the partner automatically gets a working visa.
Oh, no, no,
Oh,
like, if you've studied the MBA program or student
yeah,
visa, you are afterwards, you are eligible for a open work visa, so that's
yeah.
probably what you mean. So they can still support their partner and children on, the student visa, and then also on the work visa, so the open work
Oh,
visa. So
okay.
they don't actually get automatically residency.
No, they have to, like, get a job
Yeah,
for
they have to have
3
a job.
years, or no, they have 3 years to
It's a
secure a
job
job, but the job has to meet a certain
requirements.
requirement of, salary.
Yeah. Or, like or the role itself, right? So you can't
Okay.
work, for example, sometimes,
Can't work at McDonald's
no,
behind the counter, it wouldn't meet the
no,
requirements,
no.
yeah. And but then the students can bring their children as well, and the children can go to school,
Still
like
difficult.
regular school. Um,
And they don't have to pay for it, which is quite cool. So
I know.
they become students as like, they become domestic students.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they don't have to pay international fee.
No.
But the students, like the university student, like people in my program,
Mm.
they pay an international fees to the
Yes.
university.
And that's very expensive.
So, like, say my MBA, it goes up every year, but let's just say it costs $35,000 domestically. It costs like
Oh my god,
65,000 for an
really?
international
I
student.
did not
Yeah,
no idea that. Wow,
yeah.
that's a
So
lot.
it costs a lot more for an international student.
Mm.
So they're bringing a lot more money to the system,
Mm.
to the university. And there's like discussion about they're not really receiving extra support. Like they don't get anything
Extra.
extra for that much money.
Well, there should be, just from my remembrance of a university, but there should be, like, an international services department, like, there should
Yeah.
be someone well, there should be someone.
I think there is for undergraduates, but it might not be as helpful
Ah,
for
older
the
postgraduate?
graduate yeah, the
Yeah.
postgraduates. Because, an undergraduate isn't postgraduates are often coming with families, and they're just,
Mm.
like, trying to get a lot more together. They're obviously not living on campus housing
No, of
and
course, yeah.
stuff like that, so it gets a little bit more it's more for them to sort out and figure out kind of thing.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
actually know that. There's such a
Yeah.
gap.
Yeah, and so,
Wow.
just the Americans that have come here, and then I've met up with them at the coffee shop or
Mm,
something, and they're, like, just trying to do all of these like, get their kids into school and get a rental, but in order to get a rental, you need to have, a letter of recommendation,
mm.
you have to bring that over
Or confirmation of address or,
yeah, just all those
confirming that you're
moving parts, yeah,
yeah.
that can if you show up 2 weeks before uni starts, that can be very overwhelming to get done.
Yes, especially if you've got children because you need to enroll them into school. That takes
Yeah.
a process in itself.
Yeah, and the visa this guy who I've he's gonna be on the podcast soon, but I don't know what they messed up in their filing, but he's paying tuition for his kids to go to the public high school here, and I was like, "No, they're supposed to get to go,"
No,
but
they're supposed to be dependents or
something
domestic
something
students.
went wrong. He must have filed him he didn't get a lawyer.
Oh, dear. So
So
I would recommend he have a look at
yeah,
the visa, like the student visa, because it should say if it's considered a domestic student
yeah,
rather than a
his
full
kids at
PP.
least.
Big
No,
yeah.
I know, I was like, "That is very
That's so expensive.
unfortunate."
Yeah.
Expensive. So, that was a disappointing mistake for him. Yeah. What kind of other mistakes do you see people make? Like, people try to do it on their own, make a mistake, and then call you?
Usually, yes.
Yeah. So, like, what kind of mistakes do they make?
What are the mistakes? So they might, for example, if it's partnership, they might not have the date right, or
Oh, okay.
in terms of like if they've separated from their partners and then they backtrack the dates. I mean, separate from their first partners and they've got a second partner,
Oh,
and then it becomes
okay.
fraud. They haven't told immigration they've been charged by police. They haven't got their visas renewed in time. So, for example, they might have just like thought, because usually immigration send you like reminders. Like I get all the reminders all the time of clients' visas expiring, but sometimes it just gets lost in the system. It's not automated. It usually is automated, but people like think that I've got a visa till the 31st of March, but actually the issue date might be like the 25th of March, and
Yeah.
so then they realize on the 31st of March when they try to renew the visa, they can't because they're
Oh,
no
okay.
longer lawful.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I get those. I get criminal lawyers asking for opinions for their clients in court
Oh
that are just discussing like immigration
oh,
consequences.
because the criminal lawyers don't understand the immigration process, so
Yeah.
you can help yeah, consult with them on that part.
Or like family
Oh.
lawyers, like for example, if children are involved
I
and
interviewed
like
someone, an American married a Kiwi, or I don't even know if they were married, but had a
partner.
child with a Kiwi. Um, and then she's stuck here now
Yeah.
because she can't just take her kid and go back to
No,
America.
because the family court will probably order it to not, for
And
her
she'd
not to leave.
only been here for like a year, so it wasn't.
Oh, that's a bit
It's
tough.
like
Yeah.
it wasn't. She was a very. It was She was very, open and
Mm.
vulnerable on the podcast, and that was really helpful because I thought that was an important story to share
Yeah.
because you just don't know what's gonna happen. You're in love, you're young,
Mm.
and then you're here and you might feel isolated if you don't have a lot of family
Sure.
or, if you don't live in a city. A lot of places here are quite rural,
Yes.
and if that's not what you're used to, and so these things are realities of moving abroad, and
Yes.
that's why with this podcast, I didn't wanna just share the
The
Look,
good, the
yeah, it's
happy.
beautiful, like, we're
Yeah.
living in utopia. Well, it's safe, of course, and all of this good stuff, but also, it's hard to move away
Yeah.
from your family and what
Your
you know
support
for some
network and
people,
stuff.
yeah, and some
Yeah.
people thrive, and that's actually do you, is there, like, a certain client or, maybe from a certain country that you do see thrive here more than others? Or maybe you don't follow up with your clients?
I do follow up, actually. I had a client that contacted me just last week, and she gave me a Google review. It was really cute.
Yay.
But she messaged me and I said, "Oh," like, I had to, like, think back on when I helped her, but it was like 10 years ago when I helped her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and, like, this is when I was helping her, like, with because I was working in criminal law as well, so against the intersect, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I helped her with criminal and immigration, and 10 years later, she's, like, a mom and thriving and working 2 jobs. I'm like, "How do you manage it all?"
Oh,
But,
wow.
yeah, with my husband, and she just said that, yeah, she's taking her next step in her career, and I thought, "That's cute."
That's so good.
Yeah.
Do you ever do employment law?
Only
Oh,
employment template
yeah.
contracts, yeah,
Yeah.
nothing contentious or anything
Yeah.
like that, or
Um,
employment
because I didn't know if some of your immigration clients would come to you later down the track for anything with employment issues, but,
I actually have employers ask me how to support workers.
really?
Yeah, so that's another line of work I do. I don't know if you knew
Oh,
that.
no.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, no, so, like, I
like,
help
support them in what way?
help their clients basically immigrate here, and so I provide the
Oh.
full service.
Oh, okay, so if an employer is trying to hire someone from
Mm.
overseas, a skilled worker,
Yeah.
they consult you to help that process? Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so that's, like, the full process. So,
Yeah.
basically, how do they onboard them? How do they get them to start immediately? So, it does actually,
Oh.
yeah, it's 2 sides of the coin,
That's
guys.
so
So,
good because, yeah, like those shortage skills or whatever,
skill shortage?
skilled shortage, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, tongue tie there. Yeah, especially you see that in IT, in medical,
School,
and yeah,
teachers,
okay,
nurses.
okay,
I had like a biotech business
yeah,
wanting to, yeah, that was quite interesting. A startup business, all sorts actually. Farming, I have a lot of farmers, all different types of the spectrum. So dairy, pig, salmon.
just looking for those special skills.
Yeah, yep.
Oh,
And it
that's
doesn't
cool.
necessarily have to be high skilled. So sometimes it might just be in processing, but at least sometimes, especially in August when there's going to be new changes to the skill migrant,
Yeah,
it's supposed to make it easier for people that don't actually have a tertiary qualification, that have like work experience.
yeah.
Those types of people, like tradies and stuff like that, that might give them a pathway to residency.
Oh,
And it's
that's
going to
good.
open up, yeah.
Yeah,
Because at the
because
moment, the current pathway is really for academics, like, people
yeah,
that actually have.
but we actually do need
Yes,
treaties,
we
don't
do.
we?
Especially in a place like New Zealand.
We're building
Yeah.
My husband runs a crew in the building industry, and most of his crew
Mm,
are Filipino immigrants.
mm,
And yeah, but they're short. They need more. Like
yeah,
they cannot get people to do that work. No
no.
one wants to do it. And so, yeah, that's good, especially as this city's growing so much. We
Mhm.
need those.
Especially in Christchurch.
Yeah. Do you think that a lot of people migrating here are coming to Christchurch? Feels it to me, but that's
I
just
feel like it
anecdotal.
does actually, but
Yeah.
it's either Auckland or Christchurch.
Yeah.
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 So when I get overseas inquiries, they're always like, "Oh, we actually, yeah, searched the South Island. It's just so beautiful and picturesque, and
Yeah.
Christchurch is just a big city and it's thriving and it's kind of affordable."
Well, compared to the others,
Compared to
yeah.
the others, yeah.
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 That's so funny. Okay, so do you wanna tell your website is MC Law, right?
mclegal.nz.
mclegal dot NZ. Yes, look her up, and you can contact her on the webpage. So if you have other questions, we can do a part 2
Yes,
because
absolutely.
Michelle and I actually live just a couple minutes from each other, so convenient. And so, yeah, like, send in your questions, and then we can do a part 2 and answer any other burning questions. And I feel like the immigration questions are what often come up, and people are saying, "Can I just move to New Zealand?" And it's like,
Mm,
"Not really.
not necessarily,
Don't
no.
just show up
No,
and stay, or don't just show up and say, 'I'll look for a job when I get there.'"
definitely not,
Ye
because you're supposed to be a genuine visitor.
Yeah.
That's also one of the things I've been seeing as well through immigration. Yeah, people go back to the initial visitor visa and say, "Actually, your original intention is to visit New Zealand, but you haven't."
Like, they didn't actually visit? Oh,
Yeah.
like, they fill out a visitor's visa.
Yeah, and they say they're coming here to visit the country, and
Yeah,
then,
and then they
a
get
few years
here.
later, a few years down the line, they're like, "Actually, your initial visa, you said you were visiting, but you haven't, you've stayed."
Oh gosh, okay, yeah.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, I've noticed that recently.
Ah, and what is their reasons for staying?
Oh, I'm living with their partner, found
Yeah,
someone,
found
whatever
someone,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah, that's actually
Which
the
is
case.
genuine. I mean, that
I know,
happens. You visit I mean,
and you fall in love.
I came here on a
Visitor visa from
Well, it was a student
oh, was it
visa,
student
but,
visa?
like, it was only supposed to be a 4-month it was 4-month term. The term, I think, was 4 months,
Ah,
but my visa was it did last for I don't know, I think it lasted for 6 months. It
mm.
probably lasted a year. I didn't really it didn't matter what the visa said because I had to be back to school in my own in Boston, but I came here in July, and my I was supposed to go home in October, November, probably the term ended at the beginning of
Ah, yeah, that
November,
makes sense,
and
yeah.
then I stayed until Christmas, so I didn't
Yeah.
but I was still legal to stay. I just had to be back at school in January, so I went home, but but during that time, I did fall I
I
did
did
fall
fall
in
in love.
love,
That's real
and if
cute.
I didn't if I
It
wasn't
happens.
young and I didn't have to go back and finish my real
Yeah.
university, or my primary university, and, I had a lease and, all that if I didn't have to go home for life,
You would've stayed?
I might have been applying for a partner visa or something
Yeah.
like that. How long do you have to be with the partner, though?
Actually, there's no strict rules with the work visa. For residency, it's 12 months of living together evidence, but
Okay.
with the work visa, usually I tell clients, like, 3 to 4 months.
That's it?
Usually, yeah.
Okay.
Some pretty solid evidence,
I would have
though.
required. I was yeah. I
But, yeah,
mean
you could have actually qualified.
yeah, I mean, I was staying at his house every
I
night.
know. If you lived with him, yeah, you
I mean,
could've.
I had a dorm. I remember my mom came to visit, and they were like, "We're paying for you to live in this dorm, and you're not even sleeping." I was like, I do. I come home." But yeah, I know. I guess back then you would have been using like text messages and photos and
Oh,
stuff.
yes.
Like,
So,
what would you
yes,
use?
photos,
Yeah.
actually, before 2009, it would have been I think under the old law, would have just been a marriage certificate. So people would go to
Oh.
internal affairs, get married, and then
Oh,
yeah,
just
so
get the marriage certificate.
yeah,
Yeah,
but then they changed the law, so it
because
had to
people
be
were just doing that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
So that's why okay, when I was doing the permanent residency this last time or
Yeah,
the resident one, the one that you have to collect all of your
living together,
relationship
yeah,
stuff, but we had moved in America, every single thing was in my name or both of our we had been
yeah,
established for so long.
yes.
I had tons of stuff mailed to the house in both of our
Oh,
names,
amazing,
all this
yeah,
stuff. No, but when we moved here and because I didn't do it on time, it
yeah.
had been like we'd been living here long enough that those things were not valid anymore, they were old.
Oh, so
And
because the emphasis is on the last 12
yeah.
months. If you came into the country and you didn't apply for permanent residency straight away, usually there's like a period of 3 months,
Yeah,
so that's a
and I
critical
missed
time, and
that.
not many people know that
Well, that's what I
actually.
missed, the 3 months. So then
Yeah,
but when
and you don't get told that.
no, and when we got here, Andrew was just because it was his country, he was signing up for everything in just his name. Everything was just in his name
Oh,
because he just already had
no.
the bank account. He had
Yeah,
he had everything. The house was in his name
yeah,
from way before.
yeah.
So nothing was in both of our names, nothing.
Ah,
And so
yeah.
I could not it was so hard. We had nothing with both of our names, but then and nothing really gets mailed here. Like I just didn't have I had
Ah.
nothing. I had one bank account in my name here.
Oh,
And so
wow.
it was really hard to collect evidence to show that we were both living at the same address.
Ah,
And
yeah, so pro tip
yeah,
actually, I always tell clients, this is a random tip, go to, like, New World, sign up for a membership card. Go to Countdown, sign up for a
because
membership
then they
card.
send it in the mail.
Yes, they send it in the mail because you don't really get physical mail anymore. So you
Right.
need to actually get these because the policy is still outdated.
Yeah.
It hasn't evolved with technology. So you still need letters to your address. So
Yes.
I always say New World, Pack and Save, Countdown New World, whatever.
Yeah, get all the
And then
cards.
Farmers,
Yeah.
Warehouse, all of those. And then sign it up for like different periods of time as well because you don't want them to all just be the same month because that has to
Yeah.
show a continuation. Yeah.
Okay, and AA. Well,
AA,
like, you have to
yes,
pay for that one.
insurance.
Yeah.
The insurance, you have to have, like, both your
Yeah.
names on it. Yeah.
Um,
Just a random hack.
yeah, yeah, that part we and I was like, "We have been married for, like, 17 years, I have 2 children, look at my marriage certificate," but it didn't matter what kind of historical evidence I had,
Yeah.
it was,
The last 12
those
months.
and so for somehow in those 12 months that they needed, I had nothing, and it was
Tough.
so hard to, like, scrape it together, and, because I was like, "Well, just go to my social media accounts,"
Mm.
but, that was an add-on, but it was really came down to the
No,
address,
because
yeah,
because the policy is both genuine and stable partnership, but also living
also
together.
living, yeah.
Yeah, so you would have had the genuine stable partnership because of the social media, but you
Yeah.
don't have the living together.
I
And
did
I get actually a few people who ask me this because they're like, "We've got so many photos, so
yeah,
many friends and
yeah,
posts and blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "I know, but you need letters.
yeah.
You need, like, stuff that's, like, physically under your name, like bills or whatever, like electricity, internet, phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we learned that. I was like, I would give that advice to anyone coming here or, doing this. Put both of your names on
Mm,
all of those utilities and everything
mm,
for just for that purpose alone, which, yeah, we hadn't done. Just because of ease, he was
mm.
signing up and just did his own. Like,
Yeah, it made sense
I didn't
because he
need
was there.
ownership of it. He was paying it because I wasn't working yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that became a thing.
Or even if you're working, like, ask your employer to put your address on the payslips.
At one point, I told the immigration advisor, like from immigration, like we were emailing. He's like, "Nope, you need more evidence. You didn't provide
Mhm.
enough evidence." And I was like, I said, "I'm gonna have to go to marriage therapy over this, and then I'll show you that. I'll give you that record."
Yeah.
As evidence or something like that. He's like, as long as it has your address, Ashley. Like he did kind of joke around with me.
That's nice.
Um,
Because actually if they said marriage counselling and he takes like, some of the, like, the more newer immigration officers, they might think you're
oh,
not actually stable.
okay.
Yeah,
I
so
Oh, I fully admitted we were rocky at this point because of this process.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
So at least he was a bit more
I
like
know.
yeah.
Uh,
Down to
whoopsies.
earth,
I
nice.
know. That might have been when I was, like, working on my deportation.
Self-sabotage,
You know,
sabotage,
I was
right?
at the law firm with the law firm that will remain unnamed at that time, and so I was kind of like, "Oof, get me out of here." But anyway, all ended well, and it was good. So, now I'm on my pathway to citizenship. Okay, we're gonna wrap up, and again, we can do a part 2 with any questions, but, anything else you wanna add?
No, I've really enjoyed appearing on the podcast today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the questions.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.